If your marketing hasn't been bringing you new clients, and if a lot of the tactics you hear about make you feel uncomfortable, I have good news for you. Because if you're a health or wellness professional, a lot of the popular marketing strategies out there weren't designed for your market. In this video, I'm going to show you why following those strategies can be a big mistake and what to do instead to successfully market yourself without feeling sleazy. I'm Nicole Piper, and I spent 29 years building global brands like MTV, Nickelodeon, and Pokemon. And since 2018, I've helped over 1,000 health and wellness professionals build their online businesses. So many of them told me how much they hated marketing and that it felt manipulative and salesy. Well, if you feel that way too, that discomfort isn't a weakness. It's actually a sign that you understand something most marketers don't. Your instincts are telling you that the standard marketing playbook doesn't fit the kind of work you do. And your instincts are right. So today I want to talk about the most important part of your marketing. It's the principle that sits at the foundation of everything I teach, and that's trust. Right now we're living in a time when trust, especially online, feels like an endangered species. And AI is getting so good, we have to constantly question if something is real or fake. In marketing, we used to talk about KLT, know, like, and trust, and that being the foundation of a really good marketing strategy. But at this point, that almost sounds quaint. What I want to talk to you about today is trust as a full-blown marketing strategy. Your entire strategy needs to be built on it. That means you need to have a deliberate, structured approach to earning people's trust and confidence before you ask them to buy. That's why I developed the trust-based marketing method, and I believe it's the best approach for health and wellness professionals right now. Let me tell you why. Your audience is dealing with something that's disrupting their quality of life, both physically and emotionally. They're in a very different place than someone who wants to learn manifesting or to sign up for a productivity app. They've usually been dealing with this problem for a long time. They've tried things, maybe a lot of things, like diets, supplements, and programs. Maybe they've talked to doctors and other practitioners. Some of those things may have helped a little, most of them didn't, and some of them may have actually made things worse. So by the time they come across you online, they're not excited, they're guarded. They've been burned, they've spent money on things that didn't work, and they're protecting themselves from another disappointment. On top of that, they're seeing dozens of other coaches and practitioners online who all seem to be promised the same thing. I can help you wake up feeling refreshed. I can help you get your energy back. I can help you lose weight. Whatever it is, everyone sounds the same. And the marketing they're seeing often uses the same tactics: urgency, scarcity, hype, those countdown timers, pressure to book a call right now. That kind of marketing works in some industries. If you're selling a course on time management or a software subscription, you can create urgency and close quickly because the stakes are lower. Someone can try it, and if it doesn't work, they move on. It's no big deal. But health is personal, it's emotional. When someone's been struggling for years and they're thinking about investing $3,000 in your program, they're not just making a financial decision, they're making a trust decision. They're asking themselves, will this person really be different from everyone else who's let me down? And that question gets answered by how you show up before you ask for the sale. That's what trust-based marketing is about, and that's why it works when other approaches don't. So let me walk you through what this actually looks like in practice, because trust-based marketing isn't just a philosophy. It's a specific way of structuring your marketing so that trust is being built every step. The first principle is lead with perspective, not persuasion. So most marketing tries to convince people. It uses pressure and urgency, like I said before, and emotional triggers to push people towards a decision. Trust-based marketing does the opposite. Instead of trying to convince people, you shed new light on why they have the problem. You help them understand it in a new way. When you can explain to someone why they're still stuck after trying so many different things and show them something about the problem they didn't know, you're not selling. You're making them smarter about the problem. You're helping. And people can feel the difference. That's an essential part of your positioning. If you've watched some of my other videos, you may have heard me talk about Pixie dust positioning, and that's part of it. That shift from persuasion to perspective is what makes someone think, this person told me something new and it makes sense. That's the beginning of trust. Now, the second principle is anticipate resistance instead of ignoring it. Here's something that's missing from most marketing advice. Your potential clients have objections, a lot of them. And most marketing either ignores those objections or tries to steamroll over them with hype. But in health and wellness, people's objections are real and legitimate. They're thinking things like, I've already tried so many things. Why would this be different? How do I know this person actually knows what they're talking about? If this is true, why doesn't my doctor know about it? Or why haven't I heard about it before? Trust-based marketing doesn't pretend those objections don't exist. It addresses them head on. In your content, in your emails, in your webinar or masterclass, in everything. When you acknowledge what people are afraid of and you do it before they even have to say it, something powerful happens. They feel like you understand where they're coming from. And that builds trust faster than any testimonial or credential ever could. Now, the third principle is build relationships through email, not just social media. Social media is great for visibility. It can get you in front of people, but it's a terrible place to build deep trust. Posts get lost in the scroll, the algorithm decides who sees what, and the format encourages short, surface-level content that doesn't give you the space to really help people understand their problem. Email is different. When someone gives you their email address, they're inviting you into a more personal space. And email gives you the room to have a real conversation, to go deeper, and to share insights and stories and perspectives that actually change how people think. The health and wellness professionals I work with who build strong email lists and send valuable emails consistently, they're the ones who convert at the highest rates. Because by the time someone gets on a call with them, they've been reading their emails for weeks or months. They already trust them. The call isn't a sales pitch, it's a conversation. And the fourth principle is give people a trust-building path, not a one-step sales process. Most marketing strategies try to take someone from stranger to buyer in as few steps as possible. See the ad, watch the webinar, book the call, buy the program. That's a lot to ask for someone who just met you. Trust-based marketing creates a path. It gives people multiple opportunities to experience your work and build confidence in you before they're ever asked to make a big commitment. I talked about this in detail in my video on how to create offers that practically sell themselves. I'll put a link to it in the description. But the core idea is this. Instead of one big ask, you create a sequence where each step builds trust and naturally builds to the next. Maybe they start by reading your mini book, then they take a short course, then they join a small group, and then they're ready for your premium program. At every step, they're getting more proof that you're the right person to help them. That's how trust compounds. And that's why this approach converts so much better, especially in health and wellness, where people need more time to feel safe. Now, I want to address something about this approach. Some people say this sounds great, but doesn't it take longer? And the honest answer is, it depends on what you're comparing it to. And the honest answer is, it depends on what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing it to the fantasy of running ads and having people buy your $5,000 program the same week, yeah, it takes longer than that. But that fantasy doesn't play out for most people anyway. If you're comparing it to the reality of spending months running ads, burning through money, getting on calls with skeptical people who aren't ready to buy, and wondering what you're doing wrong, trust-based marketing is actually faster because the people who do reach your premium offer are ready. They're not shopping around. They're not saying, I need to think about it. They already trust you. And here's the other thing. Trust-based marketing feels better. It feels aligned with why you got into health and wellness in the first place, to help people. You're not pressuring anyone. You're not using fear or hype. You're building genuine relationships with people who genuinely need your help. If you've ever thought, I'm not a marketer, I don't want to be a marketer, I just want to help people, this is the approach that lets you do both. So let me recap. If you're a health or wellness professional and standard marketing advice hasn't worked for you, it's probably not because you're bad at marketing. It's because you've been given a playbook that wasn't designed for what you do. Health and wellness marketing requires a different approach, one that accounts for the fact that your clients are skeptical. They've been burned and they need to trust you before they'll invest. Trust-based marketing gives you that approach. It leads with perspective, not persuasion. You anticipate resistance instead of ignoring it. You focus on building relationships, not buying transactions. And it gives people a path to build trust with you over time. When you do this, marketing stops feeling like something you have to force yourself to do. It starts feeling like an extension of the work you already love. Now, everything I've talked about today is the foundation of my trust-based marketing method. It's a process I developed specifically for health and wellness professionals, and it's based on what I learned helping over 1,000 of them build their online businesses. It starts by validating your offer. So you're making sure there's real demand for what you want to focus on before you invest time and money building everything out. And as part of that process, you find gaps. Those are underserved parts of your audience that give you a golden opportunity to focus on. Step 2 is about showing people what makes you different from every other approach out there. You do this with your Pixie Dust positioning, the unique insight that makes people see you as the obvious choice. And step 3 is choosing the right marketing path. So figuring out the structure that fits your situation, your budget, and how you actually want to run your business. I wrote a mini book that walks you through the whole method. There's a link to it in the description. And that's what I've got for you today. If this gave you a new way of thinking about how to market your business, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I share marketing strategies specifically for health and wellness professionals who want to build profitable online businesses. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.